Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading for April 20th to the 30th. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to dive right into it. We're going to the end of the month. There's so much happening. Listen, before we even actually dive in, can I just tell you where you're at now? All right. Remember your 2025 forecast where I said 2025 is the year that everything changes. All the planets are changing signs. All the outer planets are changing signs in this compressed period of time. And they're all aspecting, which we have not seen in modern human history. So what we're experiencing in 2025, we have not seen ever, right? And so you are actually, Aries, one of the signs is going through the biggest shifts, all right? You're feeling a big shift as you enter this brand new era. And I did say April is going to be a bonkers month where there's going to be a lot happen. And now we're here at the end of April, the most pivotal time. You see what's going on here. And yeah, that's the thing. It's like a lot of these aspects I didn't talk about your April monthly forecast because they're just big story. There's big stuff happening for you. Okay. I want you to think of this month or this time frame as like this graduation, this true like death and rebirth moment. Okay. Phoenix rising from the ashes. That's what's happening. We're leaving the old world, moving into the new. So are you. Okay. You see Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth and transformation, is really active. And there are about 5 major storylines, your story, your life story, your commitments, your journey, that are all having this convergence point. Okay, they're all reaching like a point of like a climax, endings, new beginnings. Many that started back in January, which I'll walk you through. Okay, because it's in certain areas of your life, but just know that we're here. We have the Venus North Node, Saturn North Node, the Venus Saturn, all those conjunctions right now. All right. Of course, I'm going to walk you through it, but just know your life is changing. All right. And you're still riding that big wave from March, right? Your consciousness expanding. Neptune moved into your sign. You had that solar eclipse in your sign. You had a lot of things happen since the end of March, okay? You're seeing things, experiencing things that you've never had in your life, things that you want to change. You had some big change already after that full moon that happened April 12th. That was big for you, okay? But you see that, you're changing, your life is changing, the collective is shifting. This is the wake-up call, right? As part of this wave, this crescendo that I said 2020, and it's not just me. Everyone says 2025 is the year of the Great Awakening, and so you're now awakening to that spiritual warrior inside you, what you want for your destiny, with the North Node activated here. All right, and you're feeling strong energies. All right, with the fact that everything's in fire and air, as I explained last week. Okay, so no retrogrades. You're feeling this forward momentum. Use it. Take those actions in the direction that you want to go. Create your reality. I always say that you create your reality. All right. So build that bridge. This is you contributing to the collective, to humanity, your friend, your workplace, wherever it is. Just feel empowered. You have so much happening for you now. Okay. And this is a time. Yes. As I said in your monthly forecast, there's going to be some tests, all right? And we will talk about it. And if you want to know more about the overwhelming energies that we've been feeling, I did talk about in my last live stream, like last 2. So the one that's like, we need to talk, all right? And even the last one that I did, the predictions, I just watch the live streams. I talk a lot more that I don't have time to fit in here about like the patterns that are happening, the cycles, the crystals to use, what's good for healing, what's good for intuition, what's good for this. So I'll leave those at the end of the video or the description box, or you can find them, but just know this is your caterpillar to butterfly moment. All right. Remember this, just think of the Fool card, right? Card 0. And all these planets that are leaving Pisces, crossing, Pisces is the end of the zodiac, crossing that 0-degree Aries point into your sign. So yeah, you're feeling a big shift. Yeah, you're in a very transformative time in your life. Okay, 0 degrees, the point of creation, the point of change, fresh new beginnings, all moving into your sign. All right, so go, grab a Diet Coke, get comfortable, take notes. I'm going to give you a lot. All right. And always, you can always come back to this too. I'm here for you. You know that, right? Now, Sunday, April 20th. This is it. All right. So not only do we move into Taurus season, but remember what I said last week. Okay. Look at your last week's video. We got 4 major aspects happening on April 20th on this Sunday. And I know I dropped these videos a little bit earlier than the actual week. So you're moving into it now. All right. So just take a look, because those are 4 very different energy signatures that you're going to be feeling very strongly now. All right. The first half of this week. All right. And it is, yeah, Sun square Mars. It's Mars, trine Neptune. It's Mercury sextile Pluto. It's Venus sextile Uranus. Like all of that. All right. Some of those aspects that nobody on this planet has ever experienced. So they are extremely important for your journey moving forward. Now, Taurus season, great. Very earthy. So remember I said we're feeling that fast, furious fire and air energy. Well, Taurus brings in that grounded energy that helps you feel centered as you move forward. Okay. Now for the next 4 weeks, Taurus is all about stability and even like resilience, and it's your physical world. That's what Taurus season is, like material possessions, resources, shopping, but wealth, finances. Taurus is a finance sign. Even food could be a big thing for you for the next 4 weeks. But your values and the things that you desire, what makes your heart sing, I want you to think about that. That's going to be your big focus. Beauty, sensual pleasure, sensuality. Yeah, that's Taurus season. Remember, Taurus is, the body, the physical. Okay. So if you, Aries, are the I am, Taurus is I feel. All right. So I want you to feel. I'm here to feel feel really good. All right. And everything that you've been experiencing since, your birthday season, now you are applying it into your physical world to feel empowered. So take inspired action for comfort, because Taurus is all about comfort and security and wealth. Yeah. And when I say wealth, sure, financially, it's happening for you. Taurus rules your second house. Money, salary, income, finances. A lot of y'all are moving into new jobs. You know that, right? It's just, you can't make that up. The South Node in your 6th house, and I told you about that, the activations we recently had, that full moon in Libra, ending of contracts or agreements or partnerships, or do you know what I mean? Like even careers. So a lot of y'all are already feeling that, but I want you to think of wealth as in wealth in family. Wealth in loved ones, relationships, spiritually, wherever you want that energy. Just take time to take action to build the world that you want to live in, okay? Remember, physical reality, sensuality, okay, as well. So, and when I say that, it's like food. Remember, Taurus rules food because that's a sense, all 5 senses, right? So feel it, music, art, visual, right? So mind, body, spirit, all of it. Let's put it all together now. Now, the one thing that I am going to say for you, particularly Aries, because this is such a big moment for you, is Taurus, like I said, is all about comfort. And so Taurus season, yes, it can be like you may be comfortable with what you have, so you don't do anything extra, or you wait for things to happen, right? And so you want to avoid that. And that's for everybody. Everyone feels it, but in different areas of their life. But for you, it is in your 2nd house of self-worth and self-value. And you're on this big journey anyway. So I just feel like, just let you know, but I just feel like a lot of y'all are going to be taking really big action to continue your journey. Now, Monday, April 21st, we're here. You see what's happening. We have Saturn conjuncting the North Node, Venus conjuncting the North Node, April 21st. Yeah. But look at what's happening April 24th. Now you have Saturn conjuncting Venus. So I want you to see April 21st to the 24th, 25th, depending on where you live, as a package deal. All right. You're going to feel it the entire last 2 weeks, though. This is just when they perfect. This is when you feel it, right? So with Saturn and Venus conjuncting the North Node, that's going to be happening at 26 degrees. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. I'm going to bring that up later. It's very important. All right. And what are the chances 26 degrees is the Taurus degree? Whoa. During Taurus season, right on time. Okay. So anyway, this is it. Like, remember, I've told you this in your April forecast, I've been preparing you for this moment. Venus and Saturn, They've been with the North Node for some time, okay? They've been dancing, they've been laughing, they've been high-fiving, they've been doing the floss, like they've been negotiating, right? And now they're bringing out the paperwork. So what does this mean for you? Well, again, this is one of the major storylines that is happening. I want you to think about January 18th to the 21st. Even, the 2 weeks after that, all right? I really want you to think about that time when we first had Venus conjunct Saturn. That was one of 3 times they're doing it. So this is the final act, okay? It's a 3-part play. So that's when you started mapping out your true purpose, your destiny, your mission statement, the direction you're going, because the North Node just moved into Pisces at that point. And so what does this mean? It means Pisces rules your 12th house. So Aries, that's very spiritual. And so this is when I say you're on your karmic journey and your spiritual journey, like this is it. And you need spirituality to have everything else, okay? That's the divine, okay? And if you want to think creativity, compassion, that's all part of this 12th house for you, all right? So when I say feel moved, I want you to feel moved. Heart-based living, okay? 12th house is also very intuition-based. Is very a lot of healing. You've had Chiron in your sign for a long time. You've been doing a lot of self-healing as well. So I want you to continue this, all right? Now, what's happening here is that the past few months, remember when Venus and Mercury and even Mars, your ruler, were retrograde? You've been reassessing your goals and the things that you desire, all right? You've been reassessing what you truly want moving forward. And a lot of you may have been confused because 12th house can be a little bit nebulous too. All right. It can be a little bit nebulous. It's everything beyond the physical plane. There's a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes for you as well. But now you have this fated convergence point, okay, on the 21st to the 24th. So with Venus it's your moment right now to ask yourself, what does bring me pleasure? What does my heart desire? Remember, you've been going through this. Venus was in your sign. I want to remind you, all of February and then in March, Venus went retrograde in your sign before moving back to Pisces. So you've had a lot of time reassessing. And Venus is actually exalted in Pisces right now. And that's great. So there's something really sweet and compelling here with love and relationships and money and creativity and creative projects and beauty and passion and harmony and all of that. And you're putting it all on the table now, charting out your karmic journey, heart-based, okay? I want you to remember that. Feel it in your soul. I want you to feel moved around this time. And a lot of y'all will be. It's a North Node activation with Venus. Think of the North Node as your spiritual GPS to your destiny, okay? And so I love this for you because I feel like there is some transcendent moment for you now, okay? Now, Saturn is a different story. Saturn's on the North Node. And like I said, for the past months, he can come in hard. Saturn, who is all about reality checks, Saturn, who's authority, Saturn is structure and bones and the long term, yeah? He's life lessons, thus he's karma. I've mentioned this. So now you have karma on the point of fate and destiny. It's a big moment for you. All right, Aries, what does this mean for you? So Saturn being life lessons, right? If you haven't been putting in the work for the things that your heart desires with Venus here, right? Saturn will, tap into his inner Gandalf and say, you shall not pass. All right. So have you been passing Saturn's test, right? Have you learned all your karmic lessons since January while you were reassessing your goals? All right. Even your legacy. That's how big this is. The legacy you want to leave behind. Now, here's the thing. If you don't know, and if you feel like you haven't, that's fine. Saturn's just going to say, go to the back of the line. Do some more laps, right? Because I have to stress how big this is. That's what I'm doing here. Because Saturn is amplifying the North Node, which amplifies the house it's in, which is your 12th house. Okay? And this is the end of a chapter. All right, Aries? And I'm going to tell you something here that I would have told you a little later in the thing, but just to let you know, Saturn will move into your sign in just a few weeks. And therefore, you will be on this new beginning. So you will have to have learned all your lessons at this point for this new beginning. Okay? But again, if you're still not sure at this point, that's fine. Take your time, trust your intuition, and let it play out. Okay? Now here's the other thing. If you have worked with him, if you have stayed true to your authentic self, if you have truly put in the work, you pass. You pass. Mission accomplished. You get a sticker of a ram. Because Saturn, being karma, is now rewarding you. Okay? And Saturn is like, great, let you pass. Let me build that bridge for you because I am stability. I am support. I am structure for your commitments in love, in relationships, in anything, in work, and whatever you want, in whatever you're devoting your energy into. I'm here for the long term. All right. So, and Saturn is literally like, being authority. It can actually be like an actual authority in your world. All right. That builds this bridge for you. So just know everything that you went through, Aries, and you've gone through a lot. All right. The challenges, the past few months, the overwhelming energies that are happening in your sign, you and Pisces, they were tests. They were tests for you to know your direction. With Venus and Mercury retrograde as well, for you to reassess what you want for this new direction. That's all it was. This is your destiny. Saturn was saying, how much do you want this? All right. And so as you enter this brand new era, a new world for you, you're going to be fine. Because Saturn's going to build that bridge, and then Venus is bringing that pleasure and that harmony. And she's so sweet. Yeah, Saturn can be hard, and he's all about limitations and discipline. And there's Venus is hot, Saturn's cold. Anyway, there's compromise here. The reason why? Venus being exalted in Pisces. Yeah, Venus being the ruler for Taurus as well, while you navigate Taurus season. And so Venus is really strong. She's no longer retrograde, so she's softening Saturn's edges. Yeah. It's the second. You see, we have a new moon in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So coming after that Libra full moon, we have 2 Venus lunations. All about what your heart wants, right? Now, here's the other thing. Remember what I said? Venus is softening Saturn's edges, and she has a lot of power. That's a big deal because she has enough power to say, dude, Saturn, I'm trying to bring them pleasure. I'm trying to bring them like what their heart desires. I'm trying to bring them love and money and creativity, all that. Like, can you chill a little bit? Can you work with me here? And Saturn's just like, yeah, fine. Okay. So it's actually really nice. It's actually really nice. And then don't forget, Aries, remember from April 4th, Uranus exiling Saturn. Remember, I told you we haven't seen that in 30 years, and you're going to feel it play out all year. Uranus, who is all about breakthroughs and innovation and evolution, revolution, your freedom and surprises. That Uranus is in Taurus in your second house of salary and money and finances and income, self-worth, self-value, material possessions. You could be getting that car. Someone can buy you a car, or that, ice machine you want, whatever you want, because Uranus is the son of Saturn, and Uranus is also in great power saying, dude, dad, I'm trying to bring them great change. I'm trying to make, I'm the great awakener. Chill. And Saturn's just like, okay, you got it. So Uranus and Venus are really helping you right now. So remember, you've got to use these aspects. You've got to take that action. Okay. Make that great change. This is your big break. It's major. What's happening is April 24th, this energy is going to be really amplified because it's not just Saturn, Venus conjuncting. Sure, that's perfecting, but you got Saturn, Venus, the North Node, and the Moon, all in Pisces, all in this 4-way, viral TikTok video dance. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is big. Right, you've already got, you've got the North Node in Pisces, right? This is your healing path, your spiritual awakening. You've got the Moon in Pisces now, yeah? And so what does this mean? First of all, you got an exalted Venus conjuncting the Moon alone. First of all, very romantic. This is going to be very heightened spirituality, intuition for you as well. There's something really special here, but I usually save this for, the second spread there where we talk about lunations and asteroids, planetoids, and go a little bit deeper. But I'm just going to tell, because this is such a big thing. Venus is going to be at her degree of exaltation. So I really want you to pay attention to the 24th, 25th. What does that even mean, right? So Venus is exalted in Pisces. That means she's in her throne that's being carried by people. These 2 days, when she's at her degree of exaltation, she's being crowned while that's happening. And so this is love, beauty, romance, harmony, pleasure, all of that. Epic proportion. Heart-based living. Remember, Venus is the heart. Feel this. This is Pisces energy, which is very spiritual. Feel moved. Yeah? Please use this. Please use this. What do you need to do to feel moved, right? And so, again, you're going to feel this 24th, 25th. We don't get this again until Valentine's Day, 2026. Now, and also remember, when Saturn and Venus are here, they're actually helping you. They're helping you with the North Node. They're helping you on your journey. And I talk more about this in your lust because, some of you have your North Node in Pisces. Some of you have your North Node in, maybe Virgo or maybe different, but I talk more about what it means for you. Anyway, in the live streams, one thing I'm going to tell you right now is that, the moon's going to conjunct Saturn. Remember, it's all happening in Pisces, right? Pisces, the dream, the big dream. Saturn, making your dreams become reality. You got to work with his rules. You got to use him. Okay. New rules, new habits. That's what Saturn wants from you right now. Okay. To old structures and systems, maybe new traditions, whatever it is. This is your intuition. It's the moon. Okay. Trust your intuition. You might have actually deja vu from last week in March. And also, just so you know, the moon is typically your mother and Saturn's typically your father. All right. Or grandmother or grandfather or, strong authority figure, mother figure, father figure. They may be in the picture. Okay. And really pay attention to your dreams. It's your 12th house, literal. All right. They can be sending you messages. Now, remember what I said, Venus, Saturn, North Node conjuncting at 26 degrees, the Taurus degree. 26 degrees just happens to be the degree of like love and creativity. What? Creation. All right. Think of the Empress card. That's what's happening here. Okay. So even though it can be like strong, it's all about the heart. And what I love about the 26 degrees in astrology is that it is the culmination point. It's so basically think of like you having this enormous sigh of relief after going through like choppy waters. So it's amazing. Now, once again, just to remind you, Saturn moving into your sign next month is going to be big because Neptune just moved into your sign 8 weeks ago. All right, beginning of April. And so you're working with these brand new energies. You've never experienced Neptune in Aries, right? That spiritual warrior energy. But remember, it's all at that 0 degree point. So that's what makes the difference. Okay. It's not just Saturn in your sign, right? It's Saturn at that 0 degree point of creation, of the world axis, of fresh new beginnings. And Neptune's at that degree for a long time. Okay, so put wheels in motion. New beginnings. And remember, everyone's like Mercury, Venus. We'll talk about that. But this is your sign. Your sign. You're going to feel this strongly. All right. So we'll talk about next week when we talk about May. Oh, and yeah, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or your husband or your tennis instructor, whoever, your girlfriend, doesn't matter. Everybody's going to feel this. Everybody. But mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces will feel it the most. Yeah. This, the conjunction, the North Node. And if you know your natal chart, your birth chart, if you have any planets between 23 to 29 degrees of any of the signs that I just mentioned, it honestly does not matter which one, because you look at the angular aspects, there's going to be aspects. You're going to feel it the most. Now, and look at my last live stream. I just did it. Okay. I talk a little bit more about it if you're curious about your chart and how to get your birth chart. And now, because then it makes it more accurate for you. Now let's talk about Pluto. Ooh, yeah. So Pluto is the second checkpoint, right? If Saturn was the first. Now, Pluto is he's like the Incredible Hulk. All right, because Pluto likes to break things down. And for that transformation, I mean, Pluto is transformation. Literally, you get a scientist turning into a superhero. He's death and rebirth. Everything that I mentioned earlier, regeneration, breaking things down for that rebirth. Because hey, if you want that rebirth, you gotta, you need that death part too. So you need something to. Right now, Pluto's also very psychological, very forensic, right? He likes to like nerd out and go deep. Okay. Like the scientist, Bruce Banner, right? So anyway, this is the time where you're going to feel more of the green man. All right. Because Wednesday, April 23rd, you have the Sun in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius. Now you got 2 fixed signs here, and that can be challenging, but remember what happened on Sunday. Sun square Mars. What is that? You're going to start feeling it. Okay, so now you've got this hot spot from Sunday to Wednesday, okay, of a 3-way square off, okay, with Mars and Leo, another fixed sign. Yeah, and Mars and Leo is great. It's amazing for you. I love that. But remember, when it comes to aspects like this, you feel the lower expressions, and Mars and Leo is pride, and it is ego. When you have a square off like this, where nobody's budging because they're in fixed signs. So no one's seeing eye to eye. This is all about egos and power trips and power struggles. And, Mercury being in your sign right now, do you remember that's still happening? So again, you are going through a lot of change. And a Mercury in your sign can be a little aggressive, as I mentioned. So there is a sense of Sunday to Wednesday, and to be honest, that entire week of wanting too much power, wanting too much control. Everyone is going to feel this because it's for the collective, but everyone just feels it in different areas of their life. Now, here's the thing. Pluto, for you, that rules your 11th house. All right? And then you've got Mars and Leo in your 5th house. And then remember what I said, Sun and Taurus in your 2nd house. So there's something here where it could be not seeing eye to eye around money. Okay? Finances, salary. There could be something here where someone's really impacting your sense of self-worth and self-value. It could be, again, like an argument over a material item like a blender. Or Pluto being in Aquarius, that's your 11th house. So it can be with a friend. All right? Not seeing eye to eye with a friend or a group you belong to or a community. It's also the masses. Yeah, Pluto and Aquarius. And it's also social media. So, someone trolling you, things like that. But also your partner, because Mars is in Leo and your 5th house of true love and romance and children. So there could be a child if you have a child, right? So just keep that in mind. That's where you may feel this energy. Now, also remember, I told you last week, you can use this physically, channel this energy constructively. This builds confidence. This is motivating. Pluto in Aquarius is innovative and genius energy. So you're tapping into that. Okay. It's revolutionary too. And it's revelations as well. So what's going to happen here? Things are going to be coming to the surface. Like I said, Pluto goes deep. Pluto is Lord of the underworld. So it's very psychological. And so use this. Go deep. You got the North Node in your 12th house of the subconscious. Go deep. All right. You're going to have immense clarity when you unroot things. All right. This, honestly, when you've got the Sun square Pluto, this is you using this to free yourself. Okay. From a situation, a person, something in your physical world, a circumstance, a thought that you have, self-sabotage. It's just freeing yourself to continue on your journey. No more speed bumps, right? Like, I just want to get there, all right? This is moving the needle forward. Diplomatically, if you've got to, there's going to be some conversations. There's got to be some conversations. So diplomatically, don't let anyone get your ram, because people will be in moods, all right? And that's with an EW, all caps. Now, remember, the last thing with this and with life in general, and sometimes these things bear repeating. You're on a karmic journey, all right? Karma literally translates to action. That's why I would say take inspired action. This is Sanskrit, okay? And so everything has ripple effects. That's why we say actions have consequences. We're talking about karma. So heart-based living, all right? Living through the heart, not the ego. Not the ego, all right? the heart. Use it. Instincts, intuition, Pluto and Aquarius. That's what this is. All right. Have some fun. Don't let anyone like take your power. No. Here's the thing. I want you to think about, once again, go back to January 20th, around that time, the last 2 weeks of January. And this is where another storyline was starting to happen for you, because that was the day that we did have the Sun conjunct Pluto. And it's a 1 year cycle, right? It only happens once a year, and it's powerful. All right. So that's a 1 year cycle that's set up for you in your 11th house of not only your social network, your community, your squad, all of that, social media. It's also 11th house is your future hopes and wishes and dreams. Okay. Remember, you have Pluto and Aquarius here for 19 years. But so it's a 19-year long journey, but there's stops along the way. And even you reinventing yourself. Remember, Pluto is death and rebirth. So but just know, again, just think about what happened around that time. It's a plot point along the way of that storyline. Now, Friday, April 25th, I really need you to pay attention to this, Aries. I cannot even. Okay, you got Mars opposite Pluto. This is an opposition. All right, you're going to feel this the entire time. We've been feeling it since the fall. All right, but now they're really come out to play. All right, they're groundhogs that came out. They're like, meh, meh. All right, so Mars opposite Pluto, you're going to be feeling it even the other week. It brings a lot of heat to the kitchen. All right, are there too many cooks in the kitchen? That's another thing. With the fact that Pluto's in your 11th house. So here's the thing. I want you to think about the first week of November. Okay, this is another 3-part story. Okay, what happened the first week of November for you? Okay, think about that time. Jog up your memory. Now think about the first week of January. So think about January 2nd. A week before, a week after, and I'm going to say 2 weeks after, because that was a strong one. All right, when we had Mars opposite Pluto at that time, because Mars went retrograde just 4 days after, and so a lot of people were just like, right? That said, a lot of things may be coming back around this time, around home and family for you, or real estate too. Your significant other, parents, children, family. Okay, FYI. But now we've come to the third act. All right. So again, last opposition, done. And then you're done with this. End of this storyline. You don't have this again for a long, long time. And I'm harping on this because Mars is your ruler. Yeah. In your 5th house. So what does this mean? Okay. You got Mars in Leo. You have Pluto in Aquarius. Your 5th house is things that do bring you pleasure and joy. And it is family and it's children and it's, love and romance. Like I said, creative projects, creativity, self-expression. Are you feeling that you can express yourself as someone in the way? Okay. It's also hobbies and yes, sex. Like we talked about that last week, procreation. Okay. And intimacy. Now you got Pluto at Aquarius in your 11th house, your hopes, your wishes, your future dreams, and also like your social network and even just networking. All right. Maybe even like your LinkedIn community or your, basketball club, whatever it is, whatever resonates with you. There's this, all right. They're not seeing eye to eye. And so these are the 2 most powerful planets that are about to West Side Story. And on top of these squares, that's why it's like, whoa. And I know, and I appreciate all the comments about, about teaching astrology. And I always try to make some of these very educational. So there are some takeaways. And so a big thing for you to take away, Pluto is actually the higher octave of Mars. And so what's happening here is that Pluto takes Mars's energy and amplifies it. Okay. And the other thing is that, so yeah, this is going to be strong. You're going to really feel it with Mars being your ruling planet. And it's two very social areas of your, so here's the other thing. Mars and Pluto are Scorpio's rulers, right? Remember, Pluto was just discovered, not like, a little over a century ago. And so that activates a little bit of that 8th house energy for you. which is death and rebirth. It's transformation, regeneration, money as well. All right? Wealth building. Okay? So keep that in mind. And partners, like deep love, career. So this is a whole lot of like ego, power trips, come at me, bro energy with authorities and bosses and friends and lovers and, children. So everything that I mentioned earlier, it could even be something social media. Again, here's the thing. I always say this. If you're vibrating at that high frequency, if you're like in that place of enlightenment, inspiration, compassion, gratitude, you're not even, this is like nothing. You're not even, it's like water off a ram's back. Okay? So just keep that in mind. And just to be honest, don't let anything distract you from your path. All right. Stay frosty, be cool, and choose your battles wisely. That's what this energy is for the squares and the opposition. That's kind of like that energy. But more importantly, just channel your energy constructively. Think about everything that you just went through, Aries. The eclipses, Mars, your ruler, retrograde for so long, right? So think about where you're at now and think about how far you're about to go with the North Node activated. All right. So don't let anyone trip you up. It's a good time to start things too. I want you to do that. I want you to start new things and take inspired action. And remember to go deep too. I mean, you do have your 12th house activated with Pluto as well. So there is going to be some things that you can bring to the surface to feel empowered. All right. So remember, Pluto rules the underworld. All right. So there is some darkness there. I always say, think of it like the Mariana Trenches. Like it's really, really dark down there. So just keep that in mind and know that you are going to be absolutely fine. There is also something here. I'm looking at what's going on for you. Well, here's the other thing. Like when I say channel this constructively, when you have Mars opposite Pluto, just to give you an example, it's really interesting to see this too. When you see people who are born with Mars opposite Pluto, remember that can be some like dark energy. It's interesting how creative they channel this energy, like Mary Shelley, right? And Bret Easton Ellis, the writer, or even Ian McKellen, the actor, and the like villain characters he plays. But it's channeled creatively. It's like they use it in ways that, anyway, you got what I'm saying, Aries. Now, what else is going to happen is you're going to have Uranus and Taurus sextile the North Node. We're going to talk about that more in the second spread because I'm looking at the time here. All right, so just know you're changing. That's big. All right, and you're going to feel that up until like June. May, there's going to be something really significant that happens around your destiny, all of that. It's a kismet moment. I mean, this is winds of change. It's karmic winds of change. And remember, Uranus is in Taurus in your second house of finances and money, salary, as well as like just, what you desire. All right. So could be a great breakthrough that you have here in terms of self-worth and self-value as well. We'll talk about the second spread. The other thing that that's gonna affect you the most is Aries. Yeah. All right. So, and we're still on the same day, FYI, with Mars opposite Pluto. So this is crazy because not only is, okay, let's not even, can I tell you something before Aries? You've got the moon in your sign, conjuncting Neptune, Mercury, and Chiron. This is a big day for you. It's a big, even the days surrounding it, big. Okay. We'll talk about in the second spread because it's happening in your sign. And then Aries, who is in your sign, who's literally on top of Chiron. Aries, who is Mars's sister. All right. We're talking about this big planetoid here. Mars, the warrior god, your ruling planet. Therefore, Aries, feminine warrior, spiritual warrior, feminine warrior. You've heard, you know your Greek mythology. Aries is the one that threw the golden apple at the wedding to stir things up. And that's like PG version, right? This is Aries, who has already been squaring Mars, by the way, FYI. So you've been feeling that energy, but now you've got this fixed grand cross with Pluto involved. Like, she's not seeing eye to eye with Pluto, who likes to, break things down. So yes, there's something here that you're going to experience. We'll talk about that second spread, but you got to use this. Remember, have a physical outlet, channel the energy creatively. You could just feel really amped up. That's all. But there's more to that. Fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and you are going to feel this the most this day. All right. And if you have any planets in actually any of those signs that I just mentioned between 1 to 5 degrees in your birth chart, yeah, you'll feel this. Now, the other thing is the new moon. I can't even believe it. Okay, so here's the thing. This is really wonderful for you. All right. On paper, this new moon does not look great. And I'm not going to lie. This is April 27th on a Sunday. Yeah. This is a super moon, first of all. So, and not a full moon, not a super full moon, right? This is a new moon. This is going to be the biggest new super moon of the year. And what that means, it just orbits close to Earth, but you feel more of its energy. Yeah. It's happening at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York City time, my time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world, right? It's a new moon. But here's the thing. We do have a T-square here. So remember, moon, sun, Pluto, they're not seeing eye to eye. They got their collars flipped up. All right. So this can be a little loud with, especially things that have to do with finances, money, salary, your self-worth, self-value, everything I said about the second house. Okay. And then also something with friends. Do you owe someone money, or does someone owe you money? The other thing is your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your future dreams. And then, you got to throw in the fact that it's just a big one. Right. There's something here with like material possessions as well. Okay. So anyway, big energy. Remember, channel this constructively, and just know that this is a 6 month. Remember, just what do you want 6 months from now? Use this new moon to feel empowered. All right. Because here's the thing. When you throw in all these other oppositions and squares on top of this, it can be a little, yeah, you feel a little bit of a squeeze on this day. However, it's a new moon. And I'm going to tell you why this is an amazing new moon. First, it's a new moon, so set intentions, plant seeds. But what have I been repeating this entire time? Heart-based, heart-based, heart-based. It's a Venus-ruled new moon, right? So heart-based. All about setting intentions from the heart, not from the ego, it's all from the heart. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. Because there are going to be some energies that's it's trying to pull you into this low energy frequency, and you're going to rise above that. Right. And Venus has been helping and all that. So also, as I said, the moon is exalted in Taurus. It does its best in Taurus. So it's a great new moon. It's a great new moon, new beginnings, new chapter, new you. Please spend time in nature. If there's anything that I want you to do, is set your intentions outside in nature. Taurus, like I said, is all about nature. It's very earthy. Okay. But here's why this is going to be a really strong new moon. And this is why I think that a lot of y'all are actually changing jobs or starting side gigs or starting something new or buying like a big old thing, is because this new moon is really strong 8 energy. It is at 8 degrees. And so 8 degrees is a critical degree for fixed signs. So you already know that it's strong. And fixed signs obviously include Taurus. You already know it's strong. Okay. It's technically at 7 degrees, 46. Doesn't matter. You round it up to 8. Even if you don't do that, you take 7, 4, 6, you add that up. What do you got? 8, right? So 8. You're going to feel that 8 energy. What have I been talking about? The conjunctions that are happening at 26 degrees. All right. 8. So really strong 8 energy that you're feeling now. What is 8? It's auspicious. It's prosperity. It's success. It's wealth. What I say Taurus season is, it's a finance sign. It's all about wealth. What's it happening? Where is it happening? In your second house of money and finances and wealth and income. 8 is harmony. It's cosmic harmony. It's the spiritual with the material. Think about the circle 8, the infinity symbol. All right. So all the ancients, well, most of them, right? So even Pythagoras, right, who basically created numerology back in the like 500 BC, they all associated 8 with paradise. This is an amazing time. So even Buddhism, enlightenment, the 8 petals of a lotus. All right. So the lotus that goes through the mud to the, anyway, what is your paradise? What is your vision? What is the reality you want to create for yourself? This is excellent. All right. Plant seeds. Maybe literally it's earth. It's anyway, set intentions. Okay. But heart based. I do a lot of live streams on how to manifest because sometimes because there's a certain way. All right. So look at my live streams. There's even in the titles. Anyway, one of the reasons why I'm harping on this new moon is because there is going to be something happening the next day. All right. Another lunation that is really strong because it's actually, Uranus with the nodes at 26 degrees. There's some, and we'll talk about the second spread. Now, here's the thing. Who's going to feel this new moon the most? Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Capricorn, and Virgo. Okay. That's the most, but this is such a strong new moon. Everyone's going to feel it, and everyone feels everything all the time. But if you have any planets in your chart between 4 to 10 degrees of fixed signs that I just mentioned, or earth signs that I mentioned, especially Taurus, you're going to feel this. Heart-based. Now, the last thing, look at what's happening. You got Venus moving back into your sign. Now you got Mercury and Venus together again in your sign until May 10th. So when I say you got a lot of energy, you got a lot of planets on your side doing things for you, got to use them too. This Mercury, mind, Venus, heart, mind, have that coherence here. They're fired up. They're making things happen for you. So remember, Venus is going to be in Aries all of May. So, whoa. All right. We'll talk about it next week. But just remember, Venus was in Aries, your sign. All of February went retrograde right before the eclipse in your sign. Venus and Mercury were retrograde together in your sign. Even just, they moved back to Pisces. Anyway, this is just fiery new beginnings for you. All right. Because this is, remember, Venus in Aries is very this is what I want, and I'm going to get it. No matter what, get out of my way. Yeah, use this. I mean, diplomatically, it's Venus, but because it's Venus, you will, right? Very heart-based. Anyway, you're amazing. Let's get started. Aries, let's see what's going on for you for April 20th to the end of the month for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oh, wow. There's some cards that really wanted to jump out. I'm going to hold on to those. I'm going to see them. We're going to use them as clarifiers later. Aries, y'all are amazing. I do a traditional culture. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? Aries, big changes. I honestly, listen, I just, I don't know if I have a lot of Aries friends. I love them all so much. And one, I was telling them, months ago, you gotta do this. You gotta change this. All this energy is just going to build up. You got to let this go. You got to move into this thing. Don't be afraid. Universe takes care of you. And guess who called me 2 days ago? I'm I really can't do this job anymore. I got to I'm I told you this months ago. So this is what you need to do next. And so anyway, I love y'all, Aries. And that's okay, Aries, traditional culture cross spread, best overview, clarifiers, we'll see. You're amazing. All right. So, oh my God. Oh my goodness. You are good AF. Your life is changing. You get a mic drop. That wasn't even a drop, was it? There you go. You get a crystal twirl. You're good. I can't even. I mean, yeah, a lot of y'all going to be traveling and getting cars. By the way, I said something there with your there's material possessions, and it can be more than that, like a blender, like I said, whatever you want. You got the King of Pentacles. You're good, by the way. You got the King of Pentacles. Look at that. King of Pentacles is Taurus. Look at the bulls. Right? In his throne. Look at him out in nature, outside the castle for a reason. Right? This is your physical realm.
So everything I said about Taurus season, wealth, money for you, like wealth, like he's the richest king. All right. And look at all this harvest. You can't even distinguish his robe from his harvest. That's how integrated he is in his wealth and in nature. Okay. Remember your physical realm as well. Just all of that. I mean, it's a 5-pointed star, right? And that is like, it's consciousness. 5-pointed star, by the way, if you take it back all the way to like Mesopotamia times, it was linked to the vault of heaven, to the golden ratio. Like, this is big, okay? It's really big. Even like, Leonardo da Vinci, Aries, right? His Vitruvius man, based on the 5-pointed star. Anyway, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. You're moving into it. You know it. This is great. Make it happen, though. Make it happen. This is a king, leader, right? The richest king, but again, very practical, pragmatic. Again, big protector energy too. So you're feeling that fierce. I'm protecting my loved ones. I'm doing this for my loved ones, for my community, for my work, whatever, wherever you're putting that energy. Like I said, now you got the Chariot in the heart of your spread. Boom, boom, boom. You're ready. You're good. You've been learning your life lessons. And that's the great thing about the Chariot is that, at this point, and, we've talked about the number 7, and this is great. So listen, at this point, it's like that balancing, like you even see the Sphinxes here, balancing the dualities in your life. And the Chariot is someone who takes everything that he's learned through his journey and applies it to be empowered, to be confident, to move forward and never look back, going after his dreams. That's what you're doing, okay? And when I say that, you can even see like he's holding on to the magician's baton, yeah? Card 1, you see the slivers of the moon on his shoulders from the High Priestess. Card 2, like the lingam and the yoni from the Lover's card. So learning as you go. So you are doing this, you are in this journey, and you're applying everything, okay, as you move forward. This is amazing. You see the stars in his canopy. So again, going after your hopes and wishes. Anyway, you're good. You're good. You're definitely going to be a lot of movement here. Let me just look at your chart one more time. Let me see something else that's happening. Okay, great. Yeah. So some of y'all will be traveling is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. All right. So especially the end of the month. Anyway, you have the 2 of Pentacles here. Great. What did I just say about that balancing out with the duality here? You got the 2 of Pentacles in your challenge area, but look at your entire spread. You're coming out of something where it's like, I know what I want. I got that balance in my life. And it could be a very new expression or a feeling that you're going through, a very new experience, but it's like, yeah, I feel empowered. So this is a time where you're going to be coming out of it. Okay. The other thing is, for a lot of y'all, it's going to be someone in your life who may be a little, what? I don't know. Right. So you got to be that person that, yeah. All right. So just keep that in mind. That may come up, especially with these strong aspects where you don't see eye to eye. All right. And to be honest, look at what's happening. Like, you already see what's in your future. Your life is changing. You got the 5 of Wands in your crown. Okay. So what did I say about the not seeing eye to eye? This is egos at play. All right. And remember, for some of y'all, it'll be children. It could even be like, if you're a teacher, like your students or whatever it is, but there's just not seeing eye to eye. And this is a card where it's like, sure, they're not seeing eye to eye, but they're just swinging their wands in the air. They're not even touching each other, and they're kids. So whatever this is here, it's not worth your time. It's like, a child's play, right? So just keep that in mind. It's all that rising above, because it seems like, just looking here, some of y'all really want it. You're really feeling that Mars and Leo energy, that fire and air energy, Mercury in your sign energy, right? So it's all about rising above and say, remember what I said, there are too many cooks in the kitchen. Rise above and say, there's too many cooks. Let's redistribute. Let's rework this, right? That's all you got to do. A lot of this is going to be with what you want moving forward, things that bring you pleasure, and even like family and maybe even romance. Okay. But workplace is really strong because it is, wands. All right. Now, what? You have the 10 of Cups. You're like, hello. That's amazing. You're manifesting this like, you know that something's coming to the end. You're entering this new beginning for sure. Okay, you know that, right? 10 of Cups is like happy everything. This is like, this is what I want. This is this beautiful, promising experience that I'm having for this promising future. You see the happy couple, the happy children, the cups aligned in the rainbow. That's a lot of enlightenment. Yeah, this is a Pisces card, right? It's the last decan of Pisces. Remember the North Node in Pisces, all in your, with Venus and Saturn all in the last decan, and so very spiritual for you as well. But cups are love and emotions and feelings and intuition. I love this. So I want you to feel that it's almost like you're ready to move into this new stage era, right? This upgrade, okay? This next chapter, and you will. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune in your future. And so the Wheel of Fortune is associated with Jupiter, right? So fortune, luck, expansion. It's card 10. 1-0 equals 1. This new beginning that I told you you're moving into, this brand new era. You got the wheel, you got the 4 fixed signs in the corners, bringing that stability. But also you even see the little Sphinx here as well as here. So, and here, and that's the thing. It's like, this is all about willpower. This is all about mind over matter too, because I pointed out the magician's baton. And so if he's holding that magician's baton, how is he actually controlling the sphinxes, like the direction? Well, up here, all right? So mind over matter, you've got all that power, all that courage. I love this. Oh, and the sphinxes, yeah, it's just saying there could be even like a sense of like, you don't even know the direction you're going, but at least you're moving, right? And that's the thing, is like, some of y'all are going to feel it out along the way. You're going to see doors opening as you move forward. Look at that. You have the Wheel of Fortune, that faded, right? Faded new path opening for you here. The universe saying, we're going to fast track this Aries and put them on this path that's, you know, maybe they don't know which way things are going to go, especially with Uranus also being very active, but at least they're going, and you know it's very promising. And if you are in touch with your intuition, you know it too, and you feel it, and that's why you keep going. Okay, you're gonna feel it. Yeah. Okay. Let's get to your stuff. You're amazing, Aries. What is going on? This is amazing. This is big. You got these 2 10s. What is going on here? That like new beginning, new journey. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. I'm excited for you. You're going through. You're gonna be. You're good. All right. Let's get going. All right. Oh my. Okay. You want to play? Okay. You're good. You got the 3 of Cups here. Yeah. You're ready. 3 is a vibration of the Empress, which I talked about earlier, right? Card 3. Okay. So this is really amazing because this is all about like the creation, the birth of new things, the end of a harvest, the beginning of this new harvest, this end of, you know what I mean? Like there's something new here, all in the name of like growth and your journey and advancement and learning. Okay. A lot of family energy here, but also like even your squad. Remember I said like a lot of like just your social, just being social, your networks. So there could be something that you're definitely going to be feeling in terms of like expressing this sense of like, this is over and this is beginning. Okay, great. Now, 10 of Wands. That's your third 10. I mean, remember, 10 is the end of the suit, right? And then when 0 equals 1. So again, this is really nice because you're coming to the end of like things that have been hard. That you could have been carrying on a lot, maybe taking on other people's responsibilities, or maybe even just feeling a little of like that burnout energy that comes here because he's carrying so many wands. But it is the end. And so I want you to drop a wand or 2 so you can see a little bit more about, you know, your path, what I said here earlier too. Okay. If you feel like you're taking on too much, all right, just prioritizing and unloading a couple things and lightening your load. The other thing that's the bigger message coming through, again, there is that person in your life. Who is it? All right. Ask yourself, who is that may be a little bit like, oh, like what? I don't know if I want to go on this new path with, like, you know what I mean? Like, so just keep that in mind. All right. There may be someone, and again, it just could be, it could be a boss. It could be a colleague. It could be a family member. It could be your lover. It could be like whatever it is, whatever resonates with you. Okay. Just bear that in mind. There also may be someone who, I mean, it definitely could be like some work stuff here when you, have, you know, the 5 of Wands, 10 of Wands, and that 2 of Pentacles here. Okay. So, could be something there, but family is a big thing. Now, the other thing I was going to say is that it just feels like there is like the end of one journey and it's with someone else involved. Okay. But there feels like there's this sigh of relief, but you have to surrender some things at this point, or you have to have this, like, let this person, you know, kindly remind them, like, this is the new path that we're on and this is going to be amazing. It's maybe an announcement you're making as well. Now you've got the Queen of Cups. Great. There's that heart-based energy I talked about, that intuition, that spiritual energy that you're tapping into. All right. And I want you to, and this is like really divine. All right. One of very few cards where you actually see the color purple and, you know, a violet, like we're talking about divine aware, like chakra, right? The crown chakra. Anyway, you're good. You're and even third eye. You're amazing. So that, by the way, the Queen of Cups, self-love. Now you have the Queen of Swords in your final outcome. I love it. You got these two queens, but that is you saying, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to get. This is what's fair. I make the rules. It's the Queen of Swords. Why? Because I've gone through a lot. I worked my way to this point, and now I know because I learned through my journey. I know fairness. I know what's right. You see the sword pointed straight to the sky, right? This true perception, being honest with herself, honest with others. No one can lie to that queen. Head above the clouds, right? Very headstrong. There's likely a decision that you're making, or something that you're moving into that you're just, something's like, right? For that justice, that power. You're good. You're good. You're great. Let's see what these two cards are that kind of fell out here. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so remember you got like these tens. And so you have the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. All right. So just keep that in mind. They just popped out. And it's usually just like a little like, hey, just remember, don't overthink things. Yeah. And just hang in there. You're going to be fine. That's all it's saying. All right. Remember, 9 is like that fulfillment. And anyway, you're going to be fine. Don't overthink things. More importantly, it does feel like don't let anyone put you in, like I said, even with these aspects, don't let anyone put you in a place where it does impact your self-worth and self-value. Remember, I want you to feel empowered. All right. But don't overthink. Hang in there. You're fine. You're doing a great job. That's all it's saying. You're good. You're absolutely good. Aries, thanks so much. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. And next week, we'll talk more about May. There's some big things happening in May. Huge. Some of y'all gonna be signing these big contracts. There's something big happening. And second spread. Oh my goodness. We will talk about Aries. We'll talk about, we'll do a spread for the new moon in Taurus. That again is in your second house of income, salary, finances, money, things that you value, desire, self-worth, all of that. And then there is something that happened with your eclipse that's coming up as well that I didn't get to mention. And then all that Uranus stuff that's happening that I didn't get to mention with money. And anyway, tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. And anyone can become members. Y'all, listen, y'all are amazing. Did I already say if you like this reading? I did. Yeah. Well, let me know what's happening. Tell me what's going on, Aries. I will see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.